But so is this current conversation about privacy and security. There are split opinions on whether Apple should unlock the iPhone of one of the San Bernardino shooters. A 2015 court case shows that Apple has worked with the government before. In fact, the company unlocked iPhones for the feds 70 times in the past. The company's stopping now because it may tarnish the brand, other reasons as well. Fox Business on top of it last night.
That prior to 2014, Apple was helping the government to crack into its iPhones to catch suspects, and that, they work with banks to do terrorism financing investigations.
They certainly
Why
do.
is it in Silicon Valley playing ball?
Governor, I'm going back to your 9/11.
Yeah.
I mean, you steered the state along with Rudy Giuliani, Michael Bloomberg, who was incumbent at that time. What do you make? I mean, should Apple just say yes to this one particular case, although they say they can't? How would you?
It's not. In my view, it's not a question of what your opinion is, because a court has issued an order. A United States federal court has told Apple they have to reveal this information, assist the FBI in dealing with the San Bernardino terrorists. Apple's value, yes, they're concerned about reputational risk, but their value hinges on the rule of law and protection of their intellectual property. If another company says, well, we're going to ignore a federal order because we don't like it, because of it might harm our company, what would Apple think? Apple has to comply with the law, and I think broader than that, I think the Silicon Valley has to understand that we're concerned about privacy, but when the federal government, when the FBI goes out and gets a court-approved warrant because they believe that there's an imminent threat of a terrorist carrying out an attack against Americans, that they have got to comply with that warrant.
So, Governor, let me ask you, when you say complying with the law, maybe there needs to be a new law in the case that a law could be passed that is specific to these kinds of situations. So, in other words, Apple doesn't feel like it's betraying its customer base, or it also doesn't feel like it's creating some sort of dangerous precedent where it could be used in sillier instances, like a divorce case. I'm just making that up.
Right. I totally understand. And Apple's right to be concerned about the privacy of its users, but not in the face of a court order. It's not Apple's decision that there has to be a different law.
The feds asked to give it.
No. If the court says, directs you to do it, you have to do it. Not because the government asked, but because the court has ordered. Now, ideally, I agree with you, a new law specifically dealing with encryption of encoded material that on iPhones or on computers would solve the problem. But given our Congress and given this president and his lame duck status, I think that's going to be hard to achieve. So in the meantime, the FBI and this federal court believes that the existing law gives them the authority. It's up to Apple to follow the law when a court orders it.
All right, clear and simple. Glad to see you. Thank
you
so much,
see you.
Governor Pataki, with me there.